Broken down and defeated, detergent, busy and confused, sleeping. You're dying while I wait you to get started. On the journey chosen, wasted, no selected. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky. Crush me in my smile. I was so bad at what happened. Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile. Sober, sad and jaded. They're not coming, they're broken down and defeated. You are dying while I wait you to get started. You are dying while I wait you to get started. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky, yeah. Crush me in my smile. I was so bad at what happened. Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile.
I'm a motherfucking unicorn, a one-of-one. The vibe being the love and light, the enlightened one. My karma is interstellar, I live by truth. Fighting evil, my scars are living proof. Protecting you from the storms with all my might. Love me, I will treat you right. You ever cross me, it's the last thing you'll ever do. With my crown of thorns, I'll wreck you. I ain't playing, yo, Bryan hard, call me a saint. Too bad Chris, because Bigfoot knows my name. I'm a messenger of God, with loyalty I serve. Taking out all evil with his holy word. A true Knights Templar, sword in hand. Slice you up, bury you in the sand. I'm a motherfucking unicorn, you'll never find anyone like me. Born in the Bronx, raised in NYC. So listen up, take heed. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. A true Knights Templar, sword in hand. Slice you up, bury you in the sand. I'm a motherfucking unicorn, you'll never find anyone like me. Born in the Bronx, raised in NYC. So listen up, take heed. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Third Eye Live in the new year, 2012. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I want to do over.
Did you have a nice, how's the start to your new year?
I'm really stressed out. I'm going to have to go and ask people in the audience because my microphone was screwed up last night because my laptop wouldn't charge. So hopefully I'm not muffled this time. It started, I've had problems since September with my brand new Hyundai Santa Fe, 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe gas edition. And then I just kind of, I had a battery die in December. I had these warning lights coming up about transmission. It's a freaking lemon. They know about it. They're buying about, all these vehicles. Thank you, by the way, Jen and Michelle. And so I'm going through all this crap. I'm paying for a car that's 15 months old, that's having a problem. They can't resolve it, can't fix it. I got a conference to do, which is behind me right now, the Vanish Conference, Paracon and Premiere on January 31st in Gardendale, Alabama. Tickets are on Eventbrite. Go get those. Hey, Diane, welcome back to the show. So it's been frustrating. And after the third attempt, like 2 weeks ago, I went to they said, oh, your car's ready. The valet brings the car up, gets out, hands me the keys, and there's the red ring of death, warning transmission. So I brought the service person over, and then I immediately called Hyundai on it. I don't want to, I'm definitely getting a rental to the conference because I don't have any faith in this vehicle right now. The hybrid is something that's working. So just buy my vehicle. I'll buy a hybrid. We'll go through the whole process again and life will go on. It's only like, that would be my fifth Hyundai I bought in like 4 years. So it's been stressful. And then when we did Mark's show last night, Barbara Nightlight. Welcome to Nightlight. Sounds like the opening of a soap opera, but it was wonderful. Mark was promoting the Vanish Conference. He had Greg Ogles on, who is the filmmaker, and Natalie Smearman, who is just awesome, who's part of it's Relic Film Media, I believe. Film and media.
They were, all three of, you guys were very impressive.
Oh, I didn't want to, it's Greg's conference, Relic Film. He's beginning a Relic Film, and Natalie is, part of that. But I didn't want to, I'm not there to steal their thunder. I'm doing something different. I'm presenting on UFOs and mutilations. So bring the kids. Come on down. Gonna get weird.
The three panelists were very informative, presented a lot of great insights into paranormal investigations, crime scene investigations. It was just a little bit of discussions that would appeal to a lot of people who do tune in to late night podcasts.
Yeah, I thought you did a great job. Barbara was great talking about cryptids or her former ex-husband or boyfriends. These things right here, nerds juicies, it's like crack. So I just wanted to, if you see me chomping on one, I need something. I don't do drugs. I want to go back to high school. Good times there. But you did a great job with it, and it was really fantastic. It was a solid promotion, and I believe they're going to get people to get out to that conference. Then after that, I had to do Spaced Out Radio because I was filling in. I think I said that to Cyn in the back. Amazing to have Cyn Shrader Hill on this broadcast. And we're going to get her up in a minute, but, we have an author here in this, co-hosting. He is a co-host. I'm a co-host of his. He's a co-host of mine. And I just wanted to present some of the new books Mark's coming out with. And it's not the Mark Eddy, it's the M @ RK. I'm looking forward to these. They'll be available, I believe, on Amazon. Paranormal through the lens of smoking meth. I mean, what an ingenious idea of putting that together, Mark. I mean, that is pure, Ohio Valley. I think you're selling it for just $15.99. And then another one, which if you can't top this, we're gonna have What the Fuck Is That? A Guide of the Paranormal by Mark Eddy. So look out for these. And hopefully Mark will have these out at one of the Mothman Festival or one of the conferences, and he'll be putting his Mark Hancock on it. But I just thought these were great. So
Yeah, I worked hard over the holiday weekend to get those out.
Well, I'm glad. I am so glad you did. We're not doing or stealing any thunder from BMR. I've been heavily into pirates for a while. I came up with a new design, and it's just below Mark. I'm just going to remove Mark for 1 second. No, I'm going to add him back and then put him into the lower, whatever, if we can get this done, whatever it is. That's not working either, Mark. This is crazy.
Just take it off the screen.
Yeah, then I go bold, and I don't want to do that. So it's a skull, and come all ye who dare, which is what our show is. It's only fun. So just have a good time, and if you want the pirate stuff and the R, go to watch BMR and Beyond. He's awesome. I love the man. We've got great guests, but we have a guest that is spectacular, and I'm going to bring her into the broadcast, and then we're going to switch her out into the primary. But let's welcome Cyn Shrader Hill to the broadcast. Welcome to Third Eye Live, and let's get you going on. It's a pleasure. It's just. We were talking in the background, and there's an image of you online. You're wearing like your credentials or something, and I know I don't forget, seeing people, meeting people, whether I know you or not. Oh, cool! Pacific Northwest is in Oregon. Welcome, thank you, Michelle. We're getting welcomes here, and it's going to be popping up on the screen. But I know that we've in person somewhere have seen each other and crossed paths, which is really weird. Maybe it was a different lifetime or different.
Well, I mean,
in this day and age, you never know what it could be.
Who knows? I know the first Paracon I did was at Moundsville. And was that
down
it?
the street from me.
No. I
No.
think, I don't know. I've been to the Gettysburg one, and of course I was presenting in Missouri, but I know, and it may not have been this year, I know we've crossed paths. I just can't put, all that information together. And it really is frustrating when I see that.
I'm sorry.
It's no, it's not with you whatsoever. You're awesome. It's, here's the problem, right? So I deal with abductees and experiencers, and I've had 2 missing time incidences. One with a buddy of mine that I investigate with, and then another one by whole entire family. I haven't told them the full story on that one yet, but because my daughters they go bonkers, and I didn't like that because don't mess with my kids, right? Because they were young, but I have this theory. There's been plenty of times I've walked, and I don't know, Mark, you can address this too. It just happened the other day. I'm walking and people are looking at me. Yeah, I wear loud shirts and whatever, but they're looking at me as if, and this is going to sound weird, I'm somebody. Like if you see somebody famous, you're kind of staring at them. Like that's the vibe. And often that happens often where people are like looking and watching, and
You have the History Channel credentials.
I do, but I'm not like a wee sexy lass or something like that, I'm just, this is what you get. You got a lot, cancer. I'll be loyal, a lot of loving. But it's weird, and I have this feeling sometimes that I've actually asked people, like, do I have something on my forehead, or do I have blood, that kind of look. But it's almost a look of recognition, and some of these people look familiar, and it's not because I see them sometimes going to the store or what have you, but I have a feeling that when people get abducted, they are examined, but not in a gigantic room, but they're put into another room, and they intermingle, and they kind of something, you remember the individuals you're with.
Mhm.
And for some reason, even though they try to wipe your head or of this stuff, it's, it changes. Like you still, your mind will, like, this person, you were just in a UFO with this person, and they were, doing probing that you don't want to even talk about. I don't know what your opinion is of that, because you do a lot more paranormal versus UFO or stuff like that.
Yeah, I know nothing about ufology and cryptology, and I started doing co-hosting a podcast, Legit Paranormal, back a couple of years ago, and they would have people come on talking about cryptids. I never knew there was anything more than Bigfoot, Mothman, Loch Ness Monster. That's pretty much it.
Yep. No, there's a ton more. Like, there's this dog man, there's mother-in-laws, there's children. Yeah, chupacabra.
There's one 5 minutes from my house that is a Bigfoot-esque thing called the Flintville Monster that was seen first in the 1970s. I'm 5 miles from where it was seen.
Right. And then are you at Tennessee or Kentucky?
Tennessee, which is
pretty close. Are you, Tennessee, you can get into, parts of Kentucky that way. Yeah. So let's make our lives easier. We'll get back into this. For those of us in the audience that don't know you as a person and have never read one of your amazing books, we're going to get into this and some more. Can you tell everybody about yourself? Just, give a brief bio.
Sure. Got started late in the paranormal, very late, as in 2013. I first joined a team to find out how to investigate, how to work with equipment, what the equipment was, what equipment to stay away from, people, how to use your body to feel and that kind of thing. So I knew nothing. I just knew I liked going to haunted houses and, the attractions as well as real ones. And I wanted to be involved. There was so much going on television wise, and I was watching everything and, found out it's not like it's on television. That's new, right? So we
a big difference. Yeah.
We sit in the dark and talk to ourselves and each other and hope we get some kind of evidence, within like 6 hours or something. And it's not like in 45 minutes you get all this evidence and you can present it to people and say, it's this and this and this, and we heard this and this, and we got this and this. It's amazing. And then credits. It's not like that at all.
Roll the credits now.
It's not like that. So I found out, and they did train me, and I formed Elk Valley Paranormal the next year. So that serves Middle Tennessee and Northern Alabama.
Right. And I'm going to put up your website while you're talking about it.
Awesome. So
there it is.
There, I started meeting more people and ran into a gentleman called Mark Elliott Fultz, who's a psychic medium. He did the Help Me right there. That's our logo on the back of our T-shirts. And
we all need that help.
And the elk antlers as far as the dream catcher. But anyway, he's amazing. And we started collaborating and talking and getting closer and going on investigations together. And whenever we could, He's now my publishing partner. I edit for him. He draws illustrations and covers for me, and we've got a lot done. When you Google me go on Amazon and put my name in, you're going to pull up Mark as well, because I've edited all his books and either written the forward or something. You're also going to pull up Eric Freeman Sims' book that I edited, and he's got 2 more he's working on too. So I'll be
great.
those as well. Yeah. So
I'm going to get Eric on this show. I had him on another show. He's just a great guy. They have the Night House, I believe it's.
We're going to be there in February. Mark is going to go too and do a seance. It's going to be the first seance there. So
that's great.
It'd be cool.
Mark, Eddy, you need to go to these things and report live from the field.
Well, were you in Moundsville, West Virginia?
Yes.
Okay. So that's
a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Nice.
I got to get up to West Virginia this year. I'm going to go back to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and I'm going to go drag him out.
But yes, Cyn, sounds like Moundsville is, in the paranormal news a lot. Were you at the prison? You saw the mound,
right?
Yeah. So you have 2 places just across the street from each other. What are you experiencing? Is there something from 2 different cultures? Is it all from the prison and Old Sparky?
I think you always have a lot of overlap, especially when things are that close. And
they're just across the mound's right across the street from the front door of the prison.
And I didn't get to investigate. I was there for the Paracon itself. My husband's family is from Pennsylvania, which is just right there. And so we did a working weekend where I did my Paracon. I did not get to speak at that one because it was my first one, and I was getting my feet wet into meeting people and trying to sell my books and everything. So, just a completely new experience for me. And I loved it. But we didn't get to investigate the prison. I would love to have gone. We walked around the mound, and that's just a magical place. It's just the energy there is a little different. So it's reverent, very reverent.
Can I ask you, and Mark, I'm sure you've been to the mound as well.
Oh, yeah.
So is it psychosomatic feelings, or is it legitimately different? Like you walked into something and you're like, oh, you can feel this.
I could feel, we've got Native American stuff all over the country, and down here, everywhere you turn, it's native. So, we've got a lot of intermixing with any kind of haunting going on. There's probably a Native American element somewhere close by too.
Right. And considering that one of the places that really pushed their native population or indigenous out quick was PA. And then you get into the West Virginia, you get to the Kentucky, and we always just commented because Michelle Brandenburg, who's here, is a psychic medium as well. Great show. Jen's here. She says hi. I saw you on that. And I think Brent's here as well. But that causes a lot of tense feelings as well that linger in the area. So I was just wondering because I mean I am a sensitive or whatever you want to call it, but I mean sometimes you can't. You just walk in, you're like, oh, this is not good, you know, like with and it depends on who you're dealing with. Like if I'm dealing with Cisco, which I used to see at Gettysburg, and I think she'll be out there this year. She was doing like a little bit of a native thing, a little bit of like healing work. And normally when I first started would think it was a little funky. You felt like something was going on. That's why I always ask when people, because I want their impression on when they experience something. I want to compare notes and just keep it as a digest for myself, not as a book though.
Right.
But I was just saying, with them, you're saying Kentucky, and Michelle's Kentucky, and I've been through Kentucky, and I don't see any bluegrass. And someone said they're colorblind in Kentucky. That was Cactus. Like you're colorblind in Kentucky. Sorry. So yes, but so you started out this way, interested in it. When did it start getting real? If you can go into it, if it's a little bit overwhelming, because I think I know where you're going to go with this, it's overwhelming.
It was actually real to me when I got the team to come investigate. So what happened was my cousin had something going on in her art studio. She was pregnant at the time, and I ended up writing about this in one of the books. But she was pregnant, working late on art projects and whatever. She was waiting for her husband to come down to see her, but it was after dark. She was minding her own business. She was working on a project, and she heard a couple of clicks and didn't know what it was. So she looked around and went to the door finally, and it was locked. She hadn't bolted it, so she unbolted it. And that was a sound. Okay, that's the sound I heard. Well, that was strange. So she unbolted it so her husband could just walk in, and went back to sit down, and it did it again. So somebody was locking the door for her. She had a team come down from McMinnville, Tennessee, which is ghost hunters of Southern Tennessee. And that's the team I ended up being trained by. I called them down. They found out that there was a little old man in her art studio that didn't think she should be down there by herself, since she was very largely pregnant and alone without a chaperone. That part of the square that she was on had been the rough side of town. The north side square was the rough side of town. And a lady was never seen without a gentleman as an escort, especially after dark. And if she was one of the loose ones that worked in one of the establishments around that area. So he was trying to protect her from any bad things. I got the group to come down to see if my dad was at the old auto parts store that my mom and dad owned for several years, between 30 and 40 years. I can't remember exactly. But I know I was only 4 years old when he started it, and then it grew. And by the 80s, it was in another part of the building, so a very large building. He died after 9/11 that month. Nothing to do with 9/11, but it was a sudden thing. It was not expected. There was no will, so he didn't expect it either.
That's unfortunate.
A horrible situation. And then that leaves my mother and my sister running a usually male-controlled business in a small southern town in the Bible Belt. And
not a good look.
Not when you've got O'Reilly's and Advanced Auto and AutoZone in the same vicinity. and Walmart selling auto parts. So they had to close it. And
Yeah. That's bittersweet too. It's like you keep getting hit and hit.
And it was hit after hit after hit. So when they came down to investigate, the utilities had been off 2 or 3 years at that point, and my husband had actually gutted the place, gotten rid of everything, all the junk, took the trash out. It was just bare. So we would go down there because something was down there. And so we would go down there and sit and try to listen. I've seen shadows. I've seen different things, heard footsteps, and I don't know, just strange feelings down there. They came and investigated. I pretty much was the trigger object and stood in the dark trying to talk to my dad. You know, Dad, are you here? The only place their instruments lit up in the entire place, and this place had been there, the basement was there in the 1800s, and it had been a turkey slaughterhouse. By the time Dad and Mom had it, that, of course, was basement, and street level was now the first floor. So the street had been built up that much.
That is crazy. That, I mean, that's a 10-foot build.
Yes.
On top of it.
And so we found out recently that there's tunnels all over this county. And I would love to get in those tunnels and see what in the world is down there. There are a few that I know one particular spot that I would like to get into if they would allow it.
Were they part of the Underground Railroad?
Not this particular. It was just built up from
Sorry, Mark.
businesses. Yeah. So it was the town square. So that wouldn't have been Underground Railroad.
So what about moonshining?
You know, that could have been.
I mean, you're in that part of the country where
I think that was mostly out in the country, though. In the country, in the woods, that kind of thing. Like where I live now.
Could be old sewer or water lines that may have been dug up and never replaced. It's there's some possibilities, but they're not. It's not a natural cave,
right? No, no. We've got caves all around us, but that is not
from that area, all the way over into like Missouri. I mean, it's just cave.
Yes,
and then you get
Eric
the
found
goblins coming in, and it's weird.
Yeah, and Eric found out Night House is built around a cave, like over cave system. So he's got Billy Wilkerson that came down and did some ground penetrating radar, and they found cave area. So it's incredible how much it's around us.
I mean, I do agree with Mark. There could be some old sewer systems or conduits, but the New Yorkers is going to go with mobsters, illegal moonshining, and nefarious things or organized like some kind of criminal activity to keep it under wraps.
And there could have been moonshining around the square that we just don't know. They could have taken it in and out with crates that had brought goods in and get it back out. Who knows?
Or they may be doing something other than slaughtering turkeys in that turkey slaughterhouse.
Yes, but they did get an EVP of turkeys gobbling in that basement.
That is cool. That is really, really cool. Underground bunkers. Yeah, they could be that. But so that confirms the turkey stuff. Are any of the other equipment pieces up still? Like was that still there? I'm sure they were hanging, after they would do the slaughter, they hang them. And
the bats that they boiled them in were there. The hooks that were in the ceiling were still there.
Any smells?
No. It was just an old basement-y, thing. My dad had used it for storage and overflow. There was a lot of exhaust pipes and things down there, and Um, it was mostly exhaust pipes that I remember down there. But yeah, after everything was cleared out, it was
So
very eerie.
yeah, what has become of the property at this point? I mean, I know that was a while ago, but what is it?
It
Is it
was
still in your possession, or was it sold to somebody?
Mom had to sell, and it eventually was demolished. So the basement where all these turkeys, and we used to have a turkey day in Lincoln County. There would be like 600 turkeys on the square, and then probably right before they went to the slaughterhouse, I don't know, but it was like probably their best day and their worst day all in the same
Right, like, hey, look at us, we're great.
Yay! And then oh no.
And then I think going way back when the TV series WKRP, when they threw the turkey out of the helicopter at this point. I mean, I know it's certain places they do really weird things. They do down in Delaware. My cousin moved down there, and they do pumpkin chucking, and literally they create these devices. Whoever throws it the furthest, and then they have trebuchets, which they do it with pianos and cows. It's the weirdest thing, though. But I guess it's entertainment. When you live in a small town, or you go to you grow up in something small,
You make
find your own entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been back to that area, and what's on the property right there? Is there something else on that property, or no, it's just an open lot?
Right now it's just a gravel lot that they're using to when they're working around the square, that's where the big machinery parks.
Okay.
Otherwise it's just a parking lot.
I'm
So,
wondering if
really sad.
they're getting some weird things happening, because how much of it is something, and Mark, you could probably, because Mark is put out a great book, and book 2 is coming out soon. Not the fun books I created in the bottom, but how much is it the actual property, like the structure, or the land? I find, what do you think the ratio of hauntings or weird things are relationship to the actual physical land, or what was built on top of it?
Was that tomorrow?
No, to you yourself. I mean, from your experience. Well, you both can answer, because Mark has written, he's doing some academic and the history of the Ohio Valley, right, Mark? And
That is correct.
so, I mean, he may come across things where structures aren't there anymore, but they still see events, like kind of like the Roman soldiers in Bath, England, that you can hear them. I was there. I heard the, and I didn't see the soldiers, but I heard what definitely sounded like a whole bunch of something marching through. So I was wondering if you've ever had that experience. I would go back over there and just put can we put up a trail cam for a while?
Right. And see what you get.
Yeah. So from the point where Dad passes away and life kind of gets flipped upside down for you and your mom and your sister, when was it that you decided to become an author and write all this down, or document it?
Yeah. So I had my team, and we were going on different investigations, whether they were businesses or abandoned places, that, or even Brushy Mountain, things like that. We did a lot of residentials,
Right,
and help people either find out what was in their house, or find out and help push it out, or just go ahead and bless it and hopefully push it out. So we've done a little bit of everything there. I tell you, I was doing editing for Mark before I actually was writing. I had ideas, and I really wanted to write a couple of books, but I didn't know where to start. And I think that's the big thing with most people. you've got all these ideas and you want to get them into a book. You just don't know how to start. So I was editing for Mark and had edited for Teal Gray. And Mark said, "When are you going to write yours?" one night. And I said,
Put you on the spot, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that. And he goes, "Yeah, it's time. It's time. Get it out."
That first blank page is intimidating.
Yes, it is. I even took a course on like a little crash, write your first book course off the internet just to try to get some ideas. And the best thing I learned from that whole course was just to carve out, just have 30 minutes every day where you just write and don't censor yourself. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about if it's flowing. Don't worry about if it's all connected. You can have a sentence about one particular thing that happened 10 years ago. You can have a paragraph about what happened today. Anything weird, just write and don't worry about it. You can fix it later. And so that's what I did. And before long, I was like, "Oh, wait, this is already a short story.
Right.
I'm going to do that. I think that's what I'm going to do, short stories." And my first book is not the one I wanted my first book to be. The third book is my first book that I wanted to come out, but I couldn't figure out how to do it because I had gotten really excited about finding those EVPs. When they found that turkey gobbling, and there was another strange one that they got down there that someone, it wasn't my family, said, "Holy mackerel." It was one of those old sayings, like from the 50s or back, but it wasn't my family. It could have been someone from the ice cream factory that was there. It could have been someone from the Red Cross building. It could have been anything.
It doesn't, when you go into hauntings or locations, it's not like you're connected, like, "Oh, Cyn's here, so bring out her dad," or whatever. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. It's just whoever is there. This is on Amazon. I purchased my book via the Amazon app. These are all Kindles. They're all trying to push everybody to Kindle. I like physical copies of things. Yeah. I like dog-earing stuff and bending the pages, which is contrary to someone Mark and I know, who did the Three Beards podcast. He's like, he doesn't even, he kind of peeks it open. The spine's perfect. And I'm like, dude, just bend that bad boy. But you can catch all your books are on this. Now, are they also available on your website that we showed earlier? They
are not. They are not. That's on the website, Elk Valley Paranormal. You can actually go listen to the third book down at the very bottom. That seventh one that's shown was supposed to be my first book, but it was my third one.
Is that Whispers in the Dark? Or
Whispers in the Dark was my first one.
Right. So
that came out first. But the one next to it, to its right, they're speaking, "Are you listening? My most compelling EVPs." That's the one I was writing and trying to get out, but I couldn't figure out how to do it because I wanted people to experience the EVPs.
Right.
So it took me a while, but there's over 100 EVPs in that book. You can go on elkvalleyparanormal.com to the drop-down menu in the evidence section on their speaking and listen to all the EVPs that are in that book.
Yeah, we're getting to that, Jen. Calm down. These Newfoundland people. I love you, Jen. That you just said something that's very important. I've written a lot of stuff. I've been writing probably 5 separate books at once.
Yes.
You come up with something, you're like, "Oh, this is good." What I love, I don't know if you use this. Say again, Mark?
You too?
Yeah,
Mark is doing that too. Mark is like,
I've got 3 going right now.
And I'm like Cyn. The Lakes book is actually like about the third part of quadrilogy I got pulled into. So it's like the whole series is, totally written out of sequence, like the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you have a college professor say, "Oh, this is really good, but go back a little bit farther so we can see the anthropology kind of influence taking hold in the next generation." So it's like that's why it's taking forever to get the whole thing done. But I'm just like you, Cyn, just okay. Well, if I am working on part 2 now, well, I got to make sure that I'm consistent with the information I'm introducing in part 1 as I kind of write that along with parts 2 and 3 at the same time. It
gets really and sometimes you get yourself into, well, this arcs into part 3, but this one goes into 2, and then 2 goes into back to 1, and then you can really get yourself crazy. Sometimes you have to walk away. But in relationship to what you were saying about EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, which is still to this day, anytime I do something that's paranormal, I do a lot of investigations, paranormal, high strangeness, whatever, cryptids. And when you get an EVP, and I will almost guarantee, because this happens all the time, there will be an EVP on this show. This happens to me all the time. You'll get something weird. So if everybody in the audience that is listening to it, whether you're in chat and come down to chat, like, subscribe, join, thumbs up, whatever, I guarantee you get a lot of EVPs here, which are really bizarre, and we get strange things that do zoom around.
I hope my nephew Wyatt clocks in.
That would be great. Well, yeah. Wyatt, you're more than welcome to Third Eye Live.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to connect with your aunt and just bring in some good news. Please tell us it's good news in 2026, because
please.
And we just did a prediction show, the last show in 2025, and it doesn't look good.
Oh,
so
no.
Wyatt, please. Yeah, we could, can we play some EVPs from Cyn's website? That's a good question. I mean, I would be more than happy to, if you want. I hope it works, because as Jen will know, Newfoundland podcast, what used to work with StreamYard doesn't work anymore. So I can play an EVP, and I'm going to hear it because it's going to go through my Rodecaster, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are going to hear it. But I can go back to that website and have no problems about playing something. But it's kind of hard to. It loses the magic when you hear something on EVP and you're trying to you want your readers to experience it.
Right.
Right.
How
do you do that? How do you take a situation like that and flip it so it's not lost on the reader? Or do you tell them, come to our website and you can go check this out?
Yeah, actually, in the book, I tell people, and it's on the back too. You can go to Elk Valley Paranormal and listen to this. Just make sure you've got headphones or earbuds in. You might have to listen to it 2 or 3 times, and you still might not understand exactly what I heard, and that's okay too. That's
100%.
Okay. But now. The EVP I got of Wyatt, the very first EVP I got of Wyatt was when his mom was telling me a story that actually I put in this last Signs book. And the book that your story is in was supposed to be in the Signs book. So these 2 books were supposed to be one, but it was getting to be too much. So I took out the near-death experiences, the angel rescues, and the spirit warnings and made that one book. And that's actually my favorite cover so far, too.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I thought it was very interesting.
That's my favorite. In this book, the signs book, it's got more apparitions coming back, even pets coming back to say hello, signs, cardinals, pennies, quarters, dimes, smell the perfume, favorite song,
Feathers,
that kind
feathers.
of feathers. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. But so the story my sister was telling is in that book. And it was a few months after he had passed. He passed April 6th, 2022. And this was in February. February 23 of 23 is when she was telling me this story. And at 6 minutes and 42 seconds, I hear his voice. It was just Susan and I there. The cat and the dog were there, but they were sound asleep. The TV was on, but it was on mute. And Susan was talking, and then Wyatt's there. And I can play that one for you over the microphone.
That would be great. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Everybody, shut up. I don't want to be rude here, but yeah.
You're going to hear my sister talking, and then this is about 10 seconds before he speaks. She's telling the story, and the thing that she was telling is just so incredibly put together that it had to be some kind of divine intervention to do it, or Wyatt came through and finagled some wires somehow, because he was very technically minded in life. So I can only imagine what he can pull off in the spirit world. So anyway, here's my sister talking, and then you'll hear him.
Your son's name was Wyatt, and he drove an El Camino. And I said, yeah. And then he said,
Did you hear that?
Then he said,
That's really cool.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah, one more time.
an El Camino. And I said, yeah. And then he
Did you hear that?
Then he said,
What was interesting was I heard the taps, and then he said, "Did you hear that?"
Yes. Yes.
And
the thing is, I was training him to be my videographer. So he had been on investigations with us and heard my co-founder, Sean, say so many times, if you're here with us, please get as close as you can to the red dot. Speak as loudly as you can, and hopefully we can hear you later. And that's exactly what he did. He got as close as he could and spoke. And this was a couple of months later, because when she was telling me the story, any kind of story involving Wyatt is so emotional and so raw still that
Right.
I have to put it out. I have to put it to the side, and I can't work with it until later. So 2 months later, I was transcribing, and I heard that, and I was just like, oh, that was my baby. That was
Yeah.
my me right there. I have told that story a few times, and he actually spoke on, I believe it was, I cannot remember the name of the podcast right away, but he actually spoke on that podcast when I was telling the story.
well, Wyatt, you have free reign here. I'm just gonna say you have free reign. You can call Mark an idiot if you want. He's really smart though. But
You
only
would like
joking.
both of them, baby. You would like both of them if you would just
Yeah.
be.
We're fun. You gotta have a sense of humor in the field of what we do. All of us that are in it, because there's some fun things. You just gotta have a sense of humor.
And he
yeah.
did. And the thing is about when he's speaking on that EVP, when he tapped those two little taps, he was smiling when he said, "Did you hear that?"
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is, Ooh. So the way I operate, I see things in my mind's eye. It's as if, and I always say that, if I said the number 23, can you see it in your head?
Mm-hmm.
I said a stoplight, can you see it in your, I can even see it blinking, whatever. So that's how it plays out, is as if I've known it my entire life. I see it all the time. And it's like you're seeing it. And I'm going to ask you a really weird question.
Okay.
Did he have a mustache or something around this area?
He had a little scruffy
Yeah.
stubble.
Okay.
Little scruffy stubble.
No, because I didn't. I heard, but I keep seeing the same image in my head. And I was gonna say, like, yeah, kind of. Don't take it the wrong way, Wyatt. I'm not picking on you because it took forever to get this grown. Okay, but kind of like the beginnings of that. I'm gonna grow a beard or mustache, and you kind of play around. Like Mark cannot grow a beard. If they gave him $1 million, that man would not grow a beard. I don't think he could. The closest he's getting is like a millimeter of hair, and it's like
it's more like the stubble.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great back in the day for Miami Vice. He would have that that Don Johnson stubble look, but that's what I thought about what I'm seeing in my head. I wish I could. And I'm an artist. I just never do portraits the right way, but I'm probably going to try to start doing that just to draw out something, which, let me tell you something. I know people, we have another guy come out, Richard Monchella, who's an investigator and a spirit artist, and draws. And on his website, you'll see this is the guy, and this is who Richard draws, and this is the guy, the image of the person they're talking about that he's seeing. It's really cool. But I do see him. And there was a little cheeky smile on there. He definitely hangs out. I don't think he's stuck there. He just checks in on Mom and you. There's something about it. Like my niece was just here. She's like 27, 28 years old. And to this day, when she says Uncle Bryan, it's not like that. It's like, hi, Uncle Bryan. She reverts to this little kid, and I love her to death. Absolutely love her to death, and her brother, and they're amazing. But when I'm a dad, so when you hear about something happening to a child, no matter how old they are, your heart sinks. And I know that when you're like that really cool aunt and you have that bond, and you love you love this child as if it's your own, even though it's your sister's. Yeah. And I'm sure back in the day, you and your sister may have gone at it, but you still love them. It's really weird what kids do for you, and
exactly.
You feel it. Yeah.
And Susan and I had gotten closer through Wyatt too. Yeah. And then I always thanked her for having him for me, because I have no children. I've got 2 handsome stepsons, but
there you go.
And
that's
some
good.
cats. I'm a cat woman, but I didn't have anybody but Wyatt, and he was going with me on investigations, and he was also my hawker. When we go on book signings, he would take my business cards and go out. Hey, you need to come in and see my aunt. She's got the best books in the world.
That's what you do with them. I told one of the guys who used to investigate with Al. He's a grandfather now. Well, he was a grandpa long before he became a grandfather. He's going to kill me. But I said, "Have you taught the kid curses yet?" he laughs and he goes, No. I'm like, come on. This is how you learn. Grandparents, Italian grandparents teach their grandkids how to curse. So it's just and what it is.
All the stuff.
Yeah, whatever it is. And he's laughs. I said, just to ask your daughter. She's going to do it. I mean, you're Italian. The kid's going to be cursing like a sailor. Kind of like my second child. Holy cow. But I raised her since she was a pup, so I guess I'm to blame for that. But I know that connection and that love, and that's why I think, I don't know if he's a guardian angel for you guys, but he's definitely watching over you guys. You know,
He checks in a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Which is great because, you know, if you're keeping a record of things, of his communication with, you know, that your sister and yourself, and they, you know, the signs they give, pennies, feathers, scents, whatever it is, that would be, you know, that would be a great book called like Conversations with Wyatt.
Yeah.
And just ask him for like, hey, could you have any great advice? I'm going to ask him right now, and I don't even know Wyatt, but I know that he has an aunt that adores him, and which he knows, and his mom adores him. And is there something important we all need to know to get us through 2026 without having any problems?
Oh.
Yeah. And if you can relay that information, that would be great. You can do it at any point in time, and hopefully we will we'll hear it here. I mean, this is energy, so he's more than welcome to come in. It's over the airwaves, and I've you know, weird things have happened, and you can come up to the microphone and say it. That would be great.
That would be amazing.
So I mean, that must have been really, really tough for you. You know, all this with Wyatt taking place, your dad passing, then Wyatt, and then it's just like,
you know, Dad, it was a surprise because it was unexpected, but that didn't hurt like Wyatt. Wyatt was only 19 and a half.
It's a totally different, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It's
still awful. It's awful.
You okay? So even though you're not a mom, you're a stepmom, and you're, you know, an aunt. And if you're like me with my cousin, when her great niece was born, she goes, "I'm a great aunt." And I said, "Well, you're okay, but who told you that crap?" This is what we do as family members to each other, just to piss them off. But the problem is, children aren't supposed to go before their parents.
No.
Not at all. And I've been to too many funerals in the last 5 years where kids have gone before their parents. I'm just going to relay a quick story here. I was out interviewing someone to try to be on this show. And where I am in Florida, I went out of my complex. When I do my stuff, I have to go away from everybody in this family. Because even if you probably even get it, like, listen, I need quiet for 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I need whatever. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to bother you. And then you'll get the, and I'm like, I need quiet, you know, so I have to go, you know. And while I was there, my kids, my youngest was coming out of middle school, and her mom went to get her. And we parked the middle school, and there's a canal. It's Florida. There's always canal. And then there's the high school parking lot for the high school. So you park in the high school parking lot, and she was walking over from the middle school over the canal along the road. And one of the kids who was kind of a troublemaker, you know, riding his bike in the street with the wheelies and, you know, hooligan, they were joking around, and they got dislodged from their bicycles. These two kids. One kid had it's kind of a low riding rig for tractor trailer for machine equipment for building, and it's really heavy and it's really low, usually for the crane. And it wasn't speeding. The driver of this thing was going this, you know, 20 miles or less, but they got lodged underneath the wheels, and one kid broke some bones, and the other one, his head was crushed. And unfortunately, my daughter and a bunch of kids and, you know, her mom saw it. And when I heard about it, my heart sank into my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Because I instantaneously felt for this family that wasn't aware of it at the time. And I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
and you hug your kids a little bit longer. And I'm sure you and your sister just have, embraced each other. But he's still there, I mean, it's not physical, and down the line, you all get to see him again.
Right. And I actually have seen him. She has seen him. He has visited her in a couple of visions, not dreams, because she was not asleep. And, that was incredible. I saw him out of the corner of my eye, which that's my best vision right there. As if I can just make myself stay like that, I could maybe have seen him longer, but I had to turn and he went away. But he was in Florida with us at the condo. We went every year, my sister and I, Wyatt, my husband, and we just had a little family vacation every day or every year in Pensacola. We go out down and see Mark in Pensacola, and then go down to the beach and stay. And he actually showed up and was right there with us.
That's just awesome that he's going to be there. He's still working with you on this.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell you things. This is, it's just very hard, and I really do feel for you. One of the things I do, Mark does it he does it as well. I'm not speaking for you, Mark, but feel free to ask any questions you want. I tried to explain this to a couple of people. I always try to walk in other people's shoes, and I can feel other people's emotions. And that's where I'm totally different from other people. Some people just don't care. Some people go numb from this. And I'm happy that it's tough for you to talk about these things. And I'm sure your sister is just like,
yeah, it's
it's too much, but it's wonderful to know that they're there. And you doing paranormal investigations, I'm sure that I'm not kidding. He's definitely like nothing bad's going to happen to either one of you. It's like, no, don't go near her. He'll be the one yelling, like, get out now. What are you doing? Let's go.
Aunt Cindy.
Yeah. Let's go. What are you crazy?
What are you thinking?
Yeah. So it's go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to do the EVPs or like the tapping sample we just heard, are those, do we have in those couple samples something that was left unsaid?
I mean, I think he just needed us to know that he was there because we were so sad. And she was telling a story that he had to have something to do with. It was just an incredible situation. And I think that he just wanted to give us some encouragement. Like, I'm still here. I'm gonna check with you.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a ton of stuff that he hadn't gotten to say to a lot of people, especially his mom.
That's the tough part because it's something that's so.
Yeah.
But what people. It's easy to say things like this, and I don't mean it as like I'm not being cold, but sometimes it's things work out the way they're supposed to work out. There's a really funny line: "Man plans and God laughs."
Yeah,
because God knows. And you hear these stories about young children dying early. Like 6 months, a month, whatever, and it really hurts you because to spend 19 years with Wyatt in the family, you know, when you hold a baby for the first time, fellas, if you're in there, or even some of the women that, you know, and you hold this thing that looks kind of like Ross Perot, you know, at least my first child did look like Ross Perot. I thought she was going to whip out some graphs. This is a bottle, and this is what I want. You know, and you see the head. It's really weird, the soft spot. You just see the brain and the balls, and you're like, that is freaky. You know, thank you for the nice shirt thing. Thank you very much. But everything changes. And you're like, you're probably going to hate me one day, but I'm going to love you for the rest of your life. And I'm going to do things that make you, you know, piss you off, but, you know, whatever. And that's what it is. And when you're an uncle or an aunt, it's so much better.
Yeah.
Because one, you can do whatever you want. Like I did with my brother, my brother's children. My brother had 2 sons. He's my younger brother, and my older brother has 2 daughters, and I have 2 daughters. And they came out first. So I used to go over to the house and give each one of them those Swiss fudge cookies, you know, the cookie with the fudge in the center.
Yeah.
But I did this purposely. One, they're really cool and good, and they're going to eat them. And 2, they always carry them in the hands, and they're running around the house, and they're melting.
Oh, no.
And I know they're melting. And my brother was like, stop giving those Swiss cookies. And I'm like, no, I'm an uncle. I'll do whatever I want. And that's what you do. And you can have all the good parts of Wyatt and your niece or nephews. And then like, time to give it back to mom. What do you mean give them back to me? I was going to go out. No, they're yours. Bye. I'm going to go out with friends now. You know, so the giving back part, but there's something about it. But it seems like it was, even though it's hard, it was even some accidents are supposed to be. And you have to look at things in a different reality of what it is and go with it. You're getting, you know, you want to wrap your arms around them, but you're still getting an interaction. And that's wonderful that he's doing that. I think you'll probably be able to handle it more than your sister right off the bat.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where it's too much for her. It's like, listen, I can't because you want to reach out and grab and I can actually feel the emotions of your sister for the most part. And I'm just like, I never want to be in that way.
No, there's times where, like Christmas, I asked her, I told my mom is in the nursing home right now. And so I said, Susan, we're going to go Christmas Day. Do you want to go? And she said, no. I don't want to do anything Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I'm staying in. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk to anybody. I can't. And so we respect that. And we actually had our Christmas with her New Year's Day. So
that happens. I did a conference of Crossing Realms conference in September, and we're outside, and there's a person. A lot of people came from all over the country to go see everybody, meet people, which blew my mind. So I'm outside smoking a cigarette with a couple of the people that are there, and we're just standing around talking, having a little chit chat. And there's a woman that's there, and she's sitting down and saying how she's here to see one of the psychics that was there because, you know, of her son that passed away. And, you know, I want to make sure he's okay and whatever. And I already saw him. He's there. He's hanging over his mother's left shoulder. So when she says her things, and I'm away, I'm minding my business, and, you know, away from this. This is not for me. But he was very stressed out because, you know, and unfortunately your sister kind of is doing that a little bit. No disrespect to your family whatsoever, but I told her, after everybody walked away, I said, I just want to tell you something. I have the abilities. He's over your left shoulder, and he wants you to know, Mom, I am fine. Stop this now. because you're keeping yourself and him in a certain spot. I'm good. Trust me, I'll be there to watch every once in a while. Stop doing this to yourself because you're supposed to live your life. And I know it's easier said than done, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to relay. And this is literally what I relayed to this woman. And she was like, okay. And the next day she went to the psychic and paid for whatever. And she said the psychic said the same damn thing.
Wow.
Yeah. And the psychic wasn't anywhere near, and she's good too. It was Jelly. But sometimes by doing what you're doing and holding that placeholder, you're not living, and you're supposed to live. And I know it's so hard to do it.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I had a problem, believe it or not, with a pet. And it was not just a dog. I mean, if you've ever had a bull terrier, folks, it's not a dog. It's literally like a human in a puppy suit. Mark has lost a lot of, he lost his couple of pets and his mother, and, he's lost a lot this year, and I felt really bad for what he was going through, but that's what we're friends are. We stick together and make things laugh. But sometimes it takes a lot to let go of it. I think he's always going to come to you because you're going to be the intermediary, but your sister needs to maybe she should talk to someone and help her out. But Wyatt will be there, but like he wants her to move, like I'm fine, Mom. I know you miss me. I miss you too. I'll see you eventually, and that'll be that, because, when your mom and, eventually goes and has been greeting, like my dad did, and everybody's, eventually, by the way, we're all going to die. I don't want to give away I don't want to give it away, folks. We're all going to die. But I promise to haunt my children, just to be so, not really haunt them. And Mark Eddy. Mark, I think I'm going to be stopping by your house every once. Ooh. Actually, hopefully I live a long time, both of us.
So, what's the difference between then and now?
Now we have a show that I can do these things with. And Cyn's here. I'm fascinated by, if we go back, I'm not going to play any of the EVPs unless you want me to, but I wanted to share, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I mean, we're going to go to Amazon. Her link, everything about Cyn, her website, her Amazon is in the description of the show. Are you planning on doing any type of conferences or cons coming up?
Yes. Those aren't, I've only got 2 right now that I know of. And one is not until August, and that's Goblin Con. The other one is in October, and that's the Green Eyes Festival in Chickamauga, Georgia. And I'm trying to figure out something. That's a great
name.
Right?
That is a great name. Chickamauga.
And Green Eyes in Chickamauga.
Green Eyes is good.
Yeah. So I know those, and I know.
Do you vend at some of these conferences?
What's that?
Do you act as a vendor at some conferences?
I'm always a vendor there, so I always have my books there.
So I have this conference behind me that it's not I'm going to be there presenting. It's the Vanished premiere. It's January 31st in Gardendale, Alabama.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's really inexpensive. I'll send it to you on Messenger.
Please do.
Yeah. It's very inexpensive, but it's not only a premiere of this movie, The Vanished, but it's a Paracon. So I think once they meet you, they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to have her back on. And, I guarantee, well, you've already done a couple of the shows of people here. And you got the Jen Noteworthy, who's next week. Everyone buys Cyn's books. They're great. They are great. And I'm not just saying because in this one I appear in this. They are great. They're very well written. It's not a complex read, but there's a lot of complex information, and you do a great job. And it's it's not that long. I mean,
And they're
And-
short stories, so you can
Yeah.
read a story, put it down, come back, and you haven't lost your place really. You can pick up and read another story. And
See,
come
it's
back.
cheap to visit Alabama. Come to
Yeah.
Alabama.
Well, there's someone also in the chat, Shaw Wooten. She
Okay.
is from South LA.
Really?
South Alabama is what she calls.
Well, come out the 31st to Gardendale Civic Center, and I'll say hi after I
Yes.
give my.
she's-
I'm going to
she's
be doing
actually
right.
in
I'm doing
Oklahoma.
extra UFOs and mutilations, and it's this is going to be good for the kids. Not my presentation exactly. You may want to go out and get a hot dog or something, because we're gonna show some images that you may not want to see. But it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of vendors and a lot of people in the paranormal, and a lot of people that are there also have their own shows. So it's a good opportunity to schmingle, as we say. Trying to get Mark Eddy to come out, promote his
Do the
OnlyFans
drive.
page. It's too long of a drive. Fly
Yeah.
into Birmingham and then rent a car.
Is that how you do it?
Yes, I don't like to fly though. Spunky is excited for books too. There you go.
Jen has photographic evidence of Spunky reading two of Catherine's publications.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
You don't see that every day.
No, you don't see your bird reading two of these publications. But when no, I was just gonna say, I remember you putting out something. Does anybody have stories in one of the groups I was in? I think we shared a lot of, or it may have been. Was it Jen's?
I think so.
Linktree thing as well.
I think so. And
Okay.
then
And I was like, yeah, what do you want to know?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not about being in anything. I'm like, what do you want to know? It's just here. And I share stuff all the time. And we started talking, and I told her a few stories. And I don't think she was expecting the stories.
Well, I never know what to expect, honestly,
Yeah.
from anyone. And yours, the one that really got me was the waitress.
Oh, that got me too.
Yeah. Because you didn't want
Yeah.
to go back to that restaurant for a year.
No, I didn't. And Brent's here. And I did Brent's great. Paranormal Portal. Got to go over there. And he's going to Caribou Con, I believe. I was on Spaced Out Radio. And I'm not going to. And he's saying hello to you, Cyn.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, Brent is a fantastic guy. I got to meet Brent and his family in person. They're awesome. They're great. They're wonderful. He didn't bring the guitar that time, but yeah, that waitress one was totally not what I wanted to happen that night, because school was the first day of school's the next day. And that blew me away, because let's go back to the parenting. As a father, especially of daughters, I want my kids to know about things like this.
Yeah.
And be, then you have options. And yeah, that I didn't want. There's another thing. One of my friends is a gentleman named Carl Petrie. He's out of New Jersey. He's a brother Mason of mine. Carl is a psychic. And the way Carl operates is over your left shoulder, he sees a little TV set, and it plays out all the things going on. That's how he says it. Like, how do you see this? And he's like, I see TV and whatever. And he was giving a presentation at one of our lodges, and someone asked him a question about helping out with cases, and he goes, I don't do that. And he goes, and when And he said, well, if you really want to know, I don't do it at all, because a lot of these people, like, people would come to me and say, you know, so-and-so's missing. Can you please help? And he knows where they are immediately, but he can't say anything because you will be the first suspect on the list. So there I'm sitting in this restaurant, and it's around page 98, everybody. I think so. 94 or 98, whatever. Yeah. And here, warnings, downloads, blah, 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 blah. It's great. I read it and I was like, yeah. And I relived it when I was reading it, and I was like, but I'm sitting in this restaurant. This waitress comes out. That's our waitress. I have my 2 kids, nothing. And then another waitress comes out, and instantaneously I see her. She's at the bar late at night with a Latino gentleman, 5 o'clock shadow. And he's like, I can take you home. And I know their conversation. She's like, oh, I don't know, you know, whatever. Just don't worry about it. I'll just drive you home. Come with me. And she was like hesitant. She knew the guy from the bar, but she didn't know the guy. And she gave in. And the next thing I saw was her dead, literally, as if I'm looking at her from the side, kind of a bird's eye view, but more of a person's view. Grass around her. She was whiter than white, blue around the eyes and the mouth, and looked like she was choked. And that was like, I gotta tell somebody. So, you know, the person I got up from the table, and I remember what Carl was saying, but I also, like, I'm a dad. If I would want my kid to know, like, there's ways about it. All she has to do is take an Uber. And when I went outside, I'm like, who the hell can I call? I've never done this before. And I got my friend Cisco. And I'm like, this is the situation. And Cisco, of course, goes, don't worry, I got you. You know, Cisco always, I got you. We're good. This happens all the time. And I'm like, sure it does. And she tells me what to do. Say, go up. You're a medium. You have a caution for her. Take an Uber. And I was waiting for that right moment to say it. And I didn't want to have a whole audience in front of me. And I even got up to go pay the bill in the back where they would come out, because I didn't see her. I'm like, come out. You know, my kids know, like, Dad, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing at all. But my daughters are intuitive. My younger one was really on it. And I paid the bill, and I said, the hell with it. I'm not going to do, because I didn't find her. And as we were walking out, I saw her coming out, and I stopped. I said, I got to do something. And I walked right at her, scared the hell out of her, by the way. It was like scaring food. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I said what I had to say. And she was really receptive to it. And I said, I'm a medium. I have a caution for you. It doesn't matter what you're doing, not even at this bar. If they offer to take you home, don't take the ride from the man. Just call the Uber. Okay? And she was like, repeat that again, you know, like, and I went through, and she goes, okay, all right, thank you. She was really pleasant about it. Talking about, you know, we had a comment about a blonde moment earlier before we started the show. Like, she was really like, yeah, okay. Like, she hears this all the time, you know. That would be weird if someone came up to me and said, listen, I'm a psychic. I got a caution for you, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, yeah, I know, you know. Yeah, because I'm psychic, whatever it is. But that would be a little bit more than who are you type of thing. And I avoided that restaurant because I paid by credit card. And I'm like, oh, crap, if something happens to this woman, I'm going to jail. Because, you know, in this day and age, she probably went to her friend, like, you know, that was working there. What the hell was that about? And they're like, oh, this guy said he's something about a medium and he had a caution and to take an Uber, you know. And then, God forbid something happens to her, they'd be like, yeah, that guy was wearing a really colorful shirt. He had 2 daughters with him, and I would have been arrested. But this is how it works. Because psychics, this is why you don't volunteer information about people unless police departments know or law enforcement know what you can do. And you can say, I have an alibi. I've been in this state the whole entire time. Go look here, here, and here. And a lot of police departments, the public will say, no, we don't do this. But they do use psychics a lot. And yeah, I did. I waited. I didn't want to go back to that restaurant. I didn't hear, but I kept checking to see if there was any news about something. To this day, I still believe that man is somewhat of a serial killer.
Mm.
And he does his corridor is from east to west coast of Florida through a certain section.
Mm.
But I don't want to say anything to the police department, but I keep looking for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can see him right now like it was yesterday. I'd be in the face.
You saved her life.
Yeah, I did save her life. I walked in somehow, kind of had to go to that restaurant again, and I was like, oh crap. And it was during the day. I'm like, oh, maybe she's not working today. And we had the meal. I'm looking around, like, trying to eat something, watching. And then we were walking out, and I was towards the end. I was like, excuse me, sir. And I'm like, and I turn around, it's her, and I'm like, oh shit. She goes, you're the one that told me to take the Uber, right? You're that guy, And I said, yeah. And she goes, thank you. I did that, and my friend didn't do it, and she got beat up. And I'm like, well, I'm glad to, and she basically, the friend learned their lesson. But it was, I knew something changed because when I went home after that event, my friend Cisco sent me something. It's a prayer. It's about 7 minutes long for Archangel Michael. And she goes, you need to listen to this maybe 3 times. Then it'll get rid of the connection between the two of you.
Oh, wow.
Right. And as soon as I did that, everything just kind of calmed down. But the next day I went and I looked, and I kept looking for a couple of days, and she was alive.
Wow.
I saw her in outside the same location, grass, and she was laughing and everything was fine. So I kind of knew she was okay, but I didn't know that she was through certain things at that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've got an incredible gift.
Yeah, it doesn't work with the lottery though, but yes, thank you.
I know. Mark said the same thing.
I mean, like what I do is, and somehow, Mark, Mark, maybe you should get the lottery numbers for me at this point. One of the things I do, and it took me a while with that gift to actually become public with things, for the most part, because it's weird, and I don't want to become I don't want to come off as a fraud, but I do readings for people. I have people, 99% are people that are desperately need help because they're thinking about killing themselves.
Wow.
And I've talked many a person and flipped that around so they don't do it. And if that's my purpose, so be it.
Right.
And then I have other people that pay me, that they know I do what I do. And I don't want to know, like if you come to me for something, you gotta, I've had someone come to me and they go, okay, well, and I'm like, well, what? Well, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Read me.
Tell me something.
Go ahead.
Tell me something. Yeah, tell me something. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. You've got to have a question. Am I in the right field? Give me a question and don't tell me any more about it. And then something will come to me. I'm not, I'm not a carnival act,
Yeah.
You're 220 pounds. Psh, I'm sorry. Your jeans are big. It doesn't work that way. Although I do pick up the things on people as well. I don't, you've been in this paranormal world for a bit now. You start to open up your abilities.
I have found my sensitive side is more sensitive. And interestingly enough, I'm not psychic, but when I'm in the same area with Mark, we're working together, things come to me. I know stuff. And it's like I'm getting a little osmosis or something from him. His little gifts are coming over to me and heightening anything I do have. So that's
because we Mark and I did the predictions for 2026, and we had Sharon Torrance on. Shannon Torrance. Oh, she's going to kill me. She has a show called Magic is Real, and it's fantastic. And she usually works with the dead. She doesn't give predictions, but she started getting downloads. And by working with who you're working with, you're actually opening up your gifts. We all have them. Mark has yet to use them, and we've been doing this for over a year, Mark.
I just even when I was 10 and in a situation where I should have been encountering a ghost, there was no face peering out from the cracked door going into the closet. I don't think I've ever really had a ghost experience. I don't know if it just goes right over my head. I don't know why I'm not picking up on it at all. But I do have a question, like about near-death experiences. What? Okay, so you're not, crossing over, and you're still alive. You can still, in some cases, still communicate. What are some of the differences between the near-death experience state and the full-on ghost communicating with you through say an EVP?
So with near-death experience, it's not just a near-death experience. Some of them do cross over and get brought back.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to my friend Mark. He died 3 times and they brought him back. His gifts were heightened immediately after that. He was more in touch with the spirit world. I don't know. And maybe it was because he did cross over and come back. I don't know. But it opened up something in him that intensified every gift he had. And he started seeing more and more around him. He had always been a sensitive person, but he was able to actually see spirits around him. And he says some of them are just plain freaky looking. He says some of them, and because I would love to see, I've only seen a handful of spirits, and I would love to be able to see more. And he tells me, some of these you don't want to see. Some of them you just don't. But there other near-death experiences, they get right up to that line and don't go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And are, brought back. Maybe they're in a coma for a while and come back. And sometimes their experiences are heightened as well. Angel rescues are things, or what I consider an angel rescue is the person should have died, but they didn't. They were so close to death, but they did not die. They were in such a terrible accident that there's no way somebody should have walked away from that wreck, but yet they did.
Oh yeah.
It's just some incredible stories I've come across.
Do the angel rescue patient experiencers I don't know what the right word is. But do they see the angel?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. I was in a couple of near misses, and somebody was in my car both times. I can't prove it.
So you had somebody physically in your vehicle.
Somebody was in there with me. I couldn't see them. Couldn't see them. Had no idea who it was. I think I have no idea who the first one was, because that was I think I was late 20s, early 30s. Have no idea who that was, but somebody was in the car with me and kept me from going to one side of the road where everybody else had died. I went to the opposite side where nobody
That's
went.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't have walked away, but I did. And the other one, I could swear my dad was in the car with me. I couldn't
Oh,
see
yeah.
could not see him, but I just know my dad was in the car with me. And I didn't have a scratch on me. I should have not walked away from that, because I was on cruise control and the bottom dropped out of clear blue sky, and then all of a sudden it's drenched, coming down, downpour, and
Right.
I'm to a 18-wheeler. There's traffic all around. It's a busy 65 interstate going north. I was going to see a home health patient, and the bottom dropped out. I hydroplaned immediately, had no control whatsoever, and the only thing I could do was pray. That's all I could do. And when I came to a stop after going across the median, seeing the people in the southbound lane, seeing their eyes, knowing they had no control over me either. And then I did a couple of 360s, ended up backwards about 15 feet from a drop off. And I walked away from it. There was nothing. I don't know
Not
how
your time.
I don't know how it happened.
Not your time.
No. And I tell you, when I came to a full stop, the only thing I could do was pray, because I started with help me, Lord, help me, Lord, help me, Lord. I probably said 500 times before I came to a full stop. Once I did stop and take a breath, then I was like, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
It's when Michael Carter was a guest, he's covered that experiencers frequently have some kind of religious experience, like they want to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
They are no longer reading, just suddenly put aside Mad Magazine and you're reading holy texts from all kinds of different religions. It's similar, what you're saying, the Scarberries and Mallets when they got back to Point Pleasant, and they spoke to the cops about what had been flying over their car at 100 miles an hour down Route 62. It's documented that they wanted to see priest or minister. So what it's almost like a natural response to something so incredible that you have a profound religious awakening, experience. I don't know what epiphanies like that. That grouping of higher consciousness type experiences.
Along with what Mark has been saying, and you're saying your Mark died several times, near-death experiences. Now, from what I understand from people that have come back, only one person I know of did not have that experience. He's horrific, and we're going to try to get him on the show. Usually it's like peaceful and it's great and you feel this love and it's wonderful, and then you're like, what? I'm going back? You know? And like the first time it's like, okay, not my time. But he's had how many experiences with this? And I'm like, did he ever say, are you WTF? Come on. You know, like you're sending me back down there? Yeah.
There's some of the near-death experiences, you know, a lot of times you hear about a tunnel going really fast through it, a bright light, feeling love all around you, hearing familiar voices from relatives past and different things. But there's also people that have seen a dark side and come back and made them be a better person. They didn't want to go back to that place. They wanted to go to the brighter place. A friend of mine, when she was a little girl, her grandmother died, and in a vision, she showed up right after she had passed, and that was her favorite person on the planet. Her grandmother, that was her favorite person, and her grandmother showed up to her in this dream and said, I have something to show you. Come with me, and held her hand and took her to this dark place. Just nothing. She said, I couldn't see anything, I couldn't hear anything, but it was very oppressive and very scary, and I didn't know why. I couldn't see anything, I didn't like it, and I told grandmother, I don't want to be here, I don't like this. And she said, okay, hold my hand again. And immediately they were in this bright, beautiful spot, and she said it was gorgeous, and it was so beautiful. She said it was beyond anything I've ever seen, and I cannot describe it with words accurately to make it as what it was. I just can't do it. There aren't any words,
right.
But it was incredible. And I told her, I want to stay here, and she said, no, honey, it's not your time yet, but I want you to remember both of these places, because you're going to have things as you grow up. You're going to have to make decisions, and you're going to have to make some hard decisions, and you're going to have to think. And will this be good for me and my family? Will this help others that I do this? Am I going to hurt somebody if I do it like this? Always make the best choice. Listen to what's in here and follow what you know is right, and you will come to this bright place with me.
That's great. That is so powerful. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, that story seems reminiscent of the Inferno, Dante's works.
Mm-hmm.
And that was written 700 years ago. But it's really interesting to hear your stories and insights, what you've heard from other people, and you look back in time, people have documented their own experiences, and you can go farther back in time when there weren't writing systems, but maybe you can interpret some of the contexts as somehow the exhumed body has the huge rock on it, to keep the person from wandering around after death. It just seems like that's part of the human condition as well, was thinking about what happens in the afterlife. Why are some people needing to be confined to the earthly sphere, and other people are having the nice visions, or more the hellish type scenarios. It's just been part of the human experience of what happens next.
Yeah, those very rare that you have someone like that loved one that will show you insight, like she did, the good side and the bad side. Because the way I've seen it, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. This is what I get from my what I do. I was told by the psychic for our group, who's in Arkansas, Cindy Bailey Dove, because she told me about my dad. She goes, your dad's here. He's talking to me. And he's like really nice man, but I'm like, yeah. And it was funny because I don't sleep very well. She says he's really pissed. He was going to come to you in the night, but you don't sleep, so he's pissed off that you don't sleep. But she was telling me all these different things as I'm driving out, and I go, and she's like, well, damn it, am I right? And I'm like, oh, 100%, but keep going, whatever. But she told me recently, your dad's still here. And he's going to be, can't believe I can still see this. He goes, and he's going to be one of your guardian angels. And I went, oh, fuck. and I saw him smiling and laughing, chuckling. And then I can see him saying it. And I can hear him. And he says, no, I'm good. I promise you. And I said, Dad, you better be fucking good, because you really weren't there, whatever, and you're going to be the one. I'm like, oh no, can we get somebody else in here? Can I get like a lefty or a reliever or somebody to that category, And he still laughed, and I don't know if he's helping or not, but there's some bad stuff that's like really weird stuff happening. But I'm like, Dad, you really want to help? Give me one of those winning lottery tickets. Give me. But again, like if you think about it, and I don't know if everybody in our audience thinks about it this way, or Mark would think about it. If maybe winning the lottery isn't what you're supposed to do, it will bring you, nothing but pain and anguish and problems. Maybe you will die a horrible death because you're drinking yourself to excess and whatever, because you're hanging out with, or whatever it is. So it's like, as I said to people, I learned a long time ago, and maybe you have, if you've ever done this in any of your books, if you're late for work, be late for work. Don't rush. You're still fucking late. Go get some breakfast, actually. I mean, if you're going to be like 10 minutes late, what's 45 minutes and a good breakfast in your stomach? Because no, seriously, this is what happens. And then what happens is you speed and you cause a problem. And sometimes you being late is purposely done by your guardian angels.
That's right.
In this case,
right.
Sometimes when you get behind the really slow car and you're like fuming, stop for a moment and say, that could be, stop it. I've seen it in action with other cars. Welcome to Florida. Worst drivers in the planet. Yeah, I thought Jersey was bad, but these people take the cake. But because that person was driving slow and we were all behind there, we literally missed a T-boning.
Yeah.
A bunch of us, and we would have been like, so it's all in the way you think about it.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to say one more thing. We're almost out of time. I want to thank you very much for coming on for this. We didn't really talk too much about all the books, but I want you to, we need to give you, like, this is the syllabus, and we're going to have Cyn back on, and we're gonna have her
Yay.
important things. And I would love it. I mean, like, I don't know if you would like to do it as well, but if you want to share the stage with Mark, we'll have Mark squared here,
Sure.
you know, and then he can do some stuff, or as well. I'm always open to that. But I want to share your author stuff. Let's share this one more time, please. This is her paranormal home. It's elkvalleyparanormal.com, and she has the team and evidence and contacts in the blog. You can list some EVPs on this site right here, which is great. And then we're going to stop that for 2 seconds. Let's remove you, and then we're going to share to get her books. We're going to share this screen. This is Amazon.com. Cyn Shrader Hill. She has a plethora of books here. And look at that Kindle edition. It's like $0 if you become a Kindle Unlimited. But they're really within reason to purchase. Again, I prefer the hard copy. And if you get Death's Doorstep, like I have, around page 98, you'll be able to read about me.
That's right.
I sent her. I had a ton more, but I'm just helping. That's all I'm doing about it. And this is why Mark and I want a vehicle to allow more people to come on the broadcast and help out with them, coming in and promoting them like yourself. And it's been an absolute 100% pleasure. Where else can people contact you? And if they want an autographed copy like Bryan does, how can they maybe go about getting that, if possible?
You can find me on Facebook, Cyn Shrader Hill Author. I'm on there also under Elk Valley Paranormal. If you have a story you would like for me to put into a book that's coming up, I'm working on number 8, 9, and 10 right now, and got several more in my head, so who knows how many there's actually going to be. But if you have a story that you would like for me to include in a book, send that to Cyn Shrader Hill author at gmail.com.
That's great. And you can contact Mark Eddy through his OnlyFans page. Mark hates me at this point. No, we do some crazy fun stuff. But would you please come back
Please.
and you can talk to Mark about it, maybe later in the year. And I'm going to send you information about The Vanished.
Okay.
Paracon, it's worth it. It's probably not that far from where you're going to be.
I don't think it is, actually.
Yeah. And how beautiful. The last time I was in Alabama, headed over to Georgia, I saw a pterodactyl. So you have that going for you. I'm not kidding.
Are you going to be coming up to Moundsville?
I don't have any plans coming up there. I have not made it to a Mothman festival, though. So one of these days I've got to make it up there to the Mothman festival.
That would be great. I want to get to the Mothman festival.
Yeah. Both of you need to be up here in the third week of September.
That's a possibility.
It's worth it.
And I also want to go down to Texas because I want to hang out with some of the other friends of the family there in the paranormal world, and also see Daniel Duke and Teresa, and these are the great grandchildren of Jesse James we had on the show, thanks to Mark, which is really cool. But definitely check Cyn out. Go get some books. Read. Stop looking at these screens, except if it's Third Eye Live. And we have over 500 people now. We're doing it organically. We really do appreciate all the subscribers. We need more watch hours. So force your children to watch. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, you need certain mile markers there. And it's not about like, I'm not all about like, making monetary thing on it. I mean, we'd love to be able to be, make some monetary stuff. I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. So I'll probably lose that monetary end of it. But the more people we have, the more in the chat, the more new friends you make. Every best friend was once a perfect stranger. So
it's about, this show is about the quality discussions, and I think Cyn did that tonight.
Oh,
yes.
It was a privilege talking to both of you. I appreciate you more than you know, and I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm bringing this book with me to Alabama because I'm hoping you're going to be there and you're going to go. And I'll get both of you to sign it too because, there's some artwork on the front too.
Yeah.
Drag them along. Say, hey, let's go. A para road trip.
That would be great.
And Charles, yeah, I did a pterodactyl and yeah, I saw it. You're in Huntsville. This was as close to Georgia as possible. And that's been confirmed by a few people.
I'm just
remind us. I will. Say, what was that again?
They said they were in Huntsville. I'm just 30 minutes north of Huntsville.
Yeah, that's what they are. I don't remember the road, but it was like I didn't want to go through what I call the dirty South. But it was kind of cool anyhow. It was because I had New York plates on my car. And if they traced it, it would have been like a really bad, I don't know, Cool Hand Luke. And
yeah, that's
I was
probably
here, whatever. I didn't want to deal with it, but I went through Muscle Shoals, Muddy Waters, Homestead, Johnny Cash. I can't wait till Mark's Johnny Cash album comes out. Be great. And no, it was just interesting seeing all these places. I'm a big Southern rock guy anyhow. So, but Cyn, thank you very much for being here. Next week, we have someone who's been in chat a lot. JV Noseworthy, the Paranormal Newfoundland Boots on the Ground team. She's going to be here as herself. And then we're going to talk to her if she still has power because they're in Newfoundland or Newfoundland. And maybe we'll have her make some seal fin soup and send it to Mark's house because I'm not eating that. But until then, this is the new 2026. Mark and I have a lot of ideas. We may even do special shows, not on Wednesday night, because we're trying to get some people on that can only do like the Monday, Tuesday, whatever. And we have some game ideas, and we have ode to some celebrities and people that are important in this world. So stick with us. I promise you, you're going to have a fun time. And Mark, any last words or just play the outro music?
I had a lot of fun tonight. I learned a lot. It was just a privilege to participate in this discussion, and look forward to Cyn returning. Yep. Okay, I'm done.
Get her on Nightlight.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that's.
It's on Nightlight. We'll get you hooked up with Barbara DeLong. Yeah, Tuesday nights. But again, it is a new year. It's 2026. Stay strong. Look out for people. Stay positive. Say things positive. Think positive. And remember, if it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing here. So we'll see you in a bit.
You, it's always been you. God showed me you. I have been searching decades for you. I found you, I lost you. My heart is broken without you. My soul aches for you. I need you, I want you. My days are filled with you. I've seen the future with you. My home is with you. I have felt the future with you. My nights are filled with you. Love is you. True love is you. My happiness is you. Every past life is with you. My dreams are filled with you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you. I will fight for you. I will defend you. I will give up my life for you. Whatever it takes for you. Nothing else matters but you. I love you. I love you. I love you. God showed me you. I have been searching decades for you. I found you, I lost you. My heart is broken without you. My soul aches for you. I need you, I want you. My days are filled with you. I have seen the future with you. My home is with you. I have felt the future with you. My nights are filled with you. Love is you, true love is you. Love is you, true love is you. My happiness is you. Every past life is with you. My dreams are filled with you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you. I will fight for you. I will defend you. I will give up my life for you. Whatever it takes for you. Nothing else matters but you. I love you. I love you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you.